we're going to have a little look at this now. Why did I paint this then? Well, I felt so madly now, but first of all, he never painted more than 2 to 3 people in his paintings. There were always maybe 4 max. In this painting, he had 7 people in it. And the next painting he did of the Matthew collection, he had 13 people in it. This is useless information, but it's interesting to note that these were major projects. Okay? So we're going to have a look at this now and make visible what which you might perhaps never have been seen. Think about that. There's a lot of, you must go with your feelings, children, and when you feel it's good to do something, do it. And never be afraid to make a mistake, because when you make the mistake, you can go back and correct it. One of the famous artists called Artemisia Gentileschi used to work for her, grinding her father's paints down at night. And when she'd come in at night, her father was painting in the church, in one of the churches, she would correct her father's works. And her father would come in and say, "My God, you've moved his hand back." "I did, because it was incorrect." She became one of the most famous Roman living artists as a woman, because they were frowned upon, ladies were, and she beat her father in painting. I've her books, and she painted for Charles I, she painted for the French court, and she's hanging in the Louvre. But that was living during Caravaggio. She also painted exactly the same style as Caravaggio. We'll put the spots on there, the first slide, second, no, the next one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, I want to thank everyone that's here to be here, and I want to thank the people who are in the painting for putting up with me and for being so nice. We had some doctors sticking needles in their patients and giving them tablets and getting a message that there was a particular artist outside mad to see them, and they were told that the patient would be moved out for a second and the artist would be brought in, and the doctor would say, "How urgent is this? Could you just pose to the left side for a minute until I have a look at you?" And then the pose would go, "Is that better?" And the doctor would say, "Grand," I'd go off again. And a particular dentist who was pulling a tooth in Belmullet was told there's an artist outside rather frantically looking for you. "For one moment, and he'd come out. "What is it? Sit there, please, for a minute." And this is the sort of thing that happened. Robert Gallagher, my friend, was the first man that was sketched in the central position of this man with the sword. And Robert's sketch works out like this, because I'm going to show the painting. There's the first sketch of Robert, done in 09, and here's the sketch for the painting, done somewhere here. I'll show you Robert sitting. There's Robert, as he is in the painting. Okay?
Who was the guy on the cross earlier on?
A particular solicitor, who shall remain nameless, was chasing money in the bank, and I grabbed him and he posed for the sketch. And you have Bill Roach somewhere here from Dublin, the accountant from Dublin. "You know, my boy, my solicitor's son, the life belt." We're dropping names. That's why I'm going to mention in a minute why all these people are as they are. I'll show you the sketches later. We'll take 2 pieces of turf down, take these off here.
He didn't mention me at all, you know.
But you're there now, aren't you?
I see you there, alright. I see you.
You can see that's not me.
No, that's not
That's you there in the background, Nora. It's very
No, that's not Nora, Joe.
I don't know who it is. But just to tell you what's going on in the painting, as you heard, there was a tavern scene. Basically, it's the biblical theme of Jesus back 2,000 and several years, calling his apostles. They were ordinary people, and he said, "Please follow me." And I put it in the way Caravaggio saw it when he was commissioned to do this painting. Remember, they were commissioned by the churches, by the popes and by the cardinals, and they had to paint angelic and beautiful paintings of angels and everything. Caravaggio said, "I'm not having any of that." He said, "I'm going to paint as if Jesus went to call for Peter, and I'm walking in the door and said, 'Matthew, I want you to follow me.'" And that's what he did. But when he painted the painting originally, because when you look at the x-rays you'll find St. Peter was not in the painting with him. St. Peter was later put in before he finished it, and what he did was, a smart move was, he put the two together as one. He's going to be my successor.
Sorry, Joe, a bit of interruptions here from the back.
He's going to be, but can you not see where I'm coming from? He's going to be my successor on earth, so he doubled up in front, hiding Jesus. He took the limelight off Jesus. This is if you want to know what's going on in the painting. So, St. Peter is Brendan, Lord have mercy on him, our great friend, and Caravaggio placed him right in front of Jesus, taking the limelight off him, making him one, Yangel Lekela, my successor on earth, and I'm still alive on earth as a human. That is what Caravaggio said. Then you have the central characters. You've Robert, these were the two men that were guarding Matthew, who's here. Robert Gallagher, Jack O'Hara, Bill Roach, Rory O'Connor, Dr. Paddy, and Mrs. Daly, as an image of her. And if you look then at the painting, you'll notice there are three hands pointing.
And Paddy of the money.
For Lord. I'm sure he's counting his money.
Actually, this is Matthew's hand. This is Matthew's hand here, holding the money, and he's allowing Paddy to count it and put it in, but he's not letting him know. Matthew has his thumb firmly on the coin, and there's Matthew's jacket to prove it. Paddy's other hand is coming through here. So it's trickery. Caravaggio made this painting and the compositional value of it so interesting. Look at the 2 feet. Jesus' 2 feet, and the way he juxtaposed them just like that. The way he had by the way, that's Caravaggio's Caravaggio Immortal 80. I've put it in that he died on the 18th of July 1610. We've signed it at 2012. We brought it forward. One of the other things was, of course, you can see the quill with the inkwell and the book of the names of the people. This is the rich merchant paying his taxes. And the other point of the painting is you have the cross in the window signifying the future crucifixion of Jesus. Is that okay? That's generally what's going on.